Welcome, Agile friends. My name is Alina, and I'm hosting this session together with my co-host, Pete. Hi, Pete.
Hey, Alina. Yes, we are the hosts for the People Track at the 2026 Global Agile Summit, and we are here to explore the human dynamics of today's organizations.
And together with the speakers in this track, we will explore and discuss the question, what does it truly mean to place people at the center of everything we do? And you can check out the other sessions for the People track and all the other tracks at globalagilesummit.com. And now let's shift our focus to the heart of this session, our topic and our guest. And we are so delighted to welcome our amazing speaker, Anita Kalmane-Boot. Anita, it's so great to have you with us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, glad to have you. So Anita is a Scrum Master and a neurodiversity advocate, passionate about spreading the word and discussions and breaking down the stigmas around autism and other neurodiversity conditions. So her close family and friends include people with autism, ADHD, dyslexia, bipolar, and even more neurodiversity traits are visible in the teams that she has worked with. And when she's not talking about neurodiversity, she is helping software teams develop their agile processes and their ways of working. So, Anita, shall we talk about the background of this? So, do you have like a definition of neurodiversity?
That's a good question to start with before we deep dive. And there are several definitions. I usually choose the most simple one, and I say that neurodiversity is simply a different way of how our brains work. It's not the best way, it's not the worst way, it's not better or worse, it's just simply different. And the same as you have people with all different kinds of hair, you also have people with orange hair who are often minorities, the same as you have people with different eye colors, people with different physical abilities. You also have people whose brains simply function not the same way as the rest of the world. And we could estimate that around 15 to 20% of the world population is neurodivergent, although the numbers are rising as we learn more and more about what actually neurodiversity it is and how to recognize it.
So, Anita, as I understand, we are speaking about diversity, right? And if someone, let's say I'm a Scrum Master, an Agile lead, or a product owner, or someone who works with team, if someone says they are neurodivergent, how do we support this person?
That's a good question to start. And at first, I think you should really appreciate that that person is opening up and being vulnerable and even daring to say it because that doesn't happen a lot. And so let's keep it simple to start with and say thanks so much for sharing and for trusting to open up and being vulnerable. And I usually, when I hear such things, I say, what does it really mean for you? How does it affect your work? What can I help you as your colleague, as your Scrum Master? What kind of accommodations do you need? What are the things you struggle with? And really see why is that important for them to share. Or you could simply say, thanks so much for telling to me. What would you want me to know about it? What would you want me to do about it? And there's so much in it because there are people who know very well what it means for them and what are the things they would need help. But there are as many people who actually would have no idea. And then it's up to you together with them figuring out they have a certain neurodiversity condition, no matter what it is. How can the workplace be more adjustable to them so they can actually do their best work there, no matter if they work from home or if they do work in the office. So start by saying thanks and deep diving and really being curious without any judgment.
I think there's a judgment piece inside of there. I was reflecting back after we had our previous talk. So I'll say that my neurodiversity comes out as ADHD and as dyslexia. Probably my mom was in the autism scale, but they didn't diagnose that kind of stuff there. And I noticed that in reflection, I had used a word in our previous conversation about what were the things that were disruptive, without even recognizing that I had internalized this negative stigma that these things disrupt what we're doing instead of just being alternate ways that are inherent of how we work. So how do we avoid